So, dear friends, very good evening, everyone. So, we have completed the Hindi class. Now, we are proceeding for the same discussion for English. Okay, so let's start. So, today we are discussing something very basic things in the acupuncture that is called yin and yang. So, whenever we talk about the acupuncture, this is the very basic concepts of yin and yang. And whenever we are experts and we are knowing these concepts, so we can declare us that we are a very good healer. The acupuncture depends on the yin yang. So let's see what is this. So let's see here. This is the seed which is having ability to grow the plant. One day this seed will become a very bigger plant. So all the possibilities are inbuilt in the seed. But right now, when we are looking the seed, it is just inactive and not showing anything. We cannot tell anything after seeing the seed that one day it will grow up and it will become a very vast, very big plant, very big tree, and it will give lots of fruit to everyone, as well as millions of millions or hundred seeds, so that there is again multiple plants can be generated. So these all possibilities are just in the seed. So when the seed is here with only possibilities, but we don't see anything else other than the seeds and possibilities. Even we can't see the possibility, it is inside the seed. So we have given the name zero, zero word. The meaning of zero word we don't know. What is going to happen? Even we don't know about ourselves. That where we have come from, we don't know. Just after birth, we have been visible here on the earth. In the same way, when we are putting the seeds in the earth, it is starting growing. And the first step of growth, it is becoming either a sprout or very small plant, very small plant. And we are telling this phase, this is the first phase, or we are telling it birth, birth. Now, the further growth will happen, and this will see this small plant will grow up again and will become a very giant and huge plant like this. And it will reach to the maximum growth which is possible. So the second phase, we are telling it growth. Now there is a rules of this nature. Whatever has taken the birth, one day it will go back. It will be destroyed. So like birth as well as death is assured. So when this seed is growing, becoming the small plant, then getting the complete growth and becoming a very huge and giant plant, after that, there is a force who want to degenerate it, because as per the nature rule, everything who is taking existence have to go back. So this force will come here with the intention to destroy the seed, to destroy the plant. But this plant is having intention to grow, and this force is coming to degenerate it. So sometime what will happen? Neither this plant will grow more nor degenerate. So sometime this plant will be in the stability phase, and this negative force, opposite force, the force who want to degenerate this plant will apply the brake. On the one hand, tree want to grow and become a huge, want to become huge. On the other hand, this opposite force, negative force, is coming and preventing further growth and trying to degenerate. So sometime the plant will be in the phase of stability, but this opposite force will continue to break, and with the intention to degenerate, then this tree will go in the degeneration phase. Then leaves will be falling down, tree will be shrinked, and finally, with a further progression, one day this will be damaged, this will be destroyed. The tree will be reaching back to the original place where it come from. So this is the last phase, or we can tell ending. So in this way, we can see here the first phase was a worth phase. Second is a growth, maximum growth. Third is the break. Fourth is the degeneration. And fifth is the ending. So these are called five elements. In the five elements, whatever things is coming in this world, it has to go back. Whatever things coming and taking the birth and doing the growth, then after that, it will degenerate and will go back. Either this is the human being, or this is any plant, or even this cosmos, all the planets. In this way, if we look at here, so when this is the seed, or this is the human being, or this is anything, the first phase, when this is taking birth, and the second phase, when it is reaching to the maximum growth. So the phase number one and the phase number two, these two phases together are called yang. The meaning of yang, growing. The meaning of yang, moving upward. The meaning of yang, progression. So when you want to do something in the life, and you want to do something in the life, and you're growing, because of this yang force. We all are seeds in the starting. Some of them are becoming something very extraordinary because of the yang force. And some of them are unable to reach what is there in the seeds, because every seed is having maximum possibilities. So the first phase and second phase together called yang phase, because in the yang, everything is becoming more and more, growing more and more. Now, The braking is definitely required to balance this cycle. Suppose one kid is taking birth. So this is the birth of kid, birth of human, very small initially. Now it is going and getting the complete growth. So it is becoming a youth, a complete youth, 20, 22, 24 years youth, complete growth. Now, what will happen if we don't put the brake here? So this person will grow more and more and more and more, and maybe instead of 5 feet or 6 feet, he will become 8 feet, 10 feet height, 15 feet height, 20 feet height, which is not natural. So the brake is also required to balance the cycle. So that's why for balancing the cycle, when something taking worth and getting enough growth, maximum growth, peak growth, and these two stages are called the stages or phases of yang, then brake is applied here, which bring stability that is needed. So if you are getting the growth, like you have become the 6 feet youth, that is encoded in your DNA. Not enough. Brake will apply, no further growth. So brake is also required. Opposite force is also required to balance the cycle. Now, this opposite force is still on. It will start degeneration because opposite force is already applied. Now it will continue to apply and will start degeneration. So everyone who was youth earlier now become old. So this is creating the aging procedure. And finally, we will go back on the same source where we come from. That is the end of life. So this is called 5 element cycle. So birth is the element number 1. Growth is the element number 2. Break is the element number 3. Degeneration is the element number 4. And finally, end of life. The degeneration, the end of life is the element number 5. So this is called 5 element cycle. Now, suppose I have given a very good example here. The one cell is starting growing. So first it will take the birth, then it start growing further. It will grow. The growth will reach on the peak growth, maximum growth. So maybe, for example, this was our liver cells. Earlier liver cells was like that. Now it has taken the growth. It has, liver has taken the birth. Now liver has become a bigger liver, which is our real liver. That much growth is required. So this is the liver. Because when we are small, liver is small. When we are becoming bigger, liver is also getting growth. Now suppose opposite force is not applied and liver is still growing and liver is becoming bigger and bigger. bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. So this is called uncontrolled growth. So when there is an uncontrolled growth, why? Because yang is too high. Opposite force is not able to control it. It is too high. So uncontrolled, unlimited growth is called cancer. That's why everything is required on their time. So let's take the example of human. So this is the zero word. And from the zero word, we are taking birth, then we are getting growth. So let's talk about only young phase first. So the birth means 0 to 12 years of age. The growth means 12 to 24 years of age. So whatever growth we are getting, maximum we can consider near about 24. So during the first phase, everyone is getting vertical growth. Vertical growth. So when we are 0 to 12 years, our height is increasing and we are growing vertically. Male, female, all are looks like same physically. But when they enter in the second phase, 12 to 14 years, lots of secondary sexual characters developing. In the second phase, it is the time of secondary sexual characters. Now, male and female growing vertically as well as horizontally. So they will grow vertically as well as horizontally in the second phase. So because they are growing horizontally, so male and female, male is developing their chest muscles and female also developing the breast. So breast development. Breast development is happening in the second phase. The development of mustache in the male is happening in the second phase, 12 to 24 years. The changes in the boys, modulation, changes in the boys happening in the second phase. So now suppose one female is asking you that I am 90 years of age. But period is still not started. Even some other person may ask you, breasts are underdeveloped, not developed properly. Then what is the meaning of that? So as per the rule of this nature, the development of the breast and period should be appeared in the female body between 12 to 24 years. But she is already 90 years of age. Breast is not developing. Period is not coming. It means the second phase, the growth phase is poor. The yang force is poor. The second force of the yang is poor. What is the treatment? Increase the yang. increase the second phase, that is the treatment. Even in the meal, asking you that I am 23 years, but my mustache is not coming. It means the yang force who is responsible for secondary sexual character not working properly. So we have to work and increase the yang. So we have to work and increase the yang. Those who do the acupuncture practice, they know we are having very good points in the human body, and we will learn these points as well. These are the few points. Just do the tonification and we can improve the yang. But we are going to discuss these points. I am giving the example that we are having very wonderful approach in our body. Improve the yang. As soon as you improve the yang, this will improve the growth phase. If you want to increase the height, if you want to increase the, if you want to develop the breast, if you want to develop the mustache, whatever required for you, that will be developed. When we stimulate the points, we cannot do anything harm. But if we are doing the proper diagnosis and improving the yang, then we can do the right treatment on the right age. Now it will become very difficult. Now someone is coming to you at the age of 38. At the age of 38, now can you do the breast development? Definitely. In that age also we can do, because ultimately the development of the breast is done by yang force. Okay, my period is still not coming. So we have to do the same approach, but if we do the right thing in the right time, then we will get the success very fast. So as a healer, we should understand what is the problem, what is the diagnosis, why this problem is happening, and we should know how to treat it. Okay, so let's proceed now. So I told you, when something is taking worth from here, the first phase is called worth phase. The second phase is called maximum growth phase. But now the opposite force will come and will start breaking. And because of this break, stability will appear. Because of further degeneration, further break, this thing will degenerate. And finally, it will go and end. So, end of the process. So, on the one hand, we have seen 1 and 2. These two are yang. Because in the meaning of yang, growing, growing, growing. On the other hand, breaking, degeneration, and end of the phase. This is yin, because the meaning of yin is opposite force, breaking force. In this way, we can understand here. So this is the first phase, this is the second phase. Both are yang. And the third, this is the fourth, and this is the finally fifth. These are yin. Because of this force only, everything is balanced. Nothing is wrong or nothing is right. Yang is right or wrong, yin is right is wrong. No. As a healer, we are doing the diagnosis. What to do exactly? And we have to behave accordingly. Sometimes we are increasing or decreasing the yang. Sometimes we are increasing or decreasing the yin. So in this way, when we are learning the acupuncture, the first two phases of the yang are called, first phase is, the name of first phase is wood element. The name of second phase is fire element. So wood and fire both together is yang force. Then when we are doing the break, This is the third phase. Then further degeneration and ending the process. So when we are doing break or stability, this is called phase number three. The name of this phase is earth phase. Then the things is getting degeneration. That is the metal phase. And finally, end of the process. End of the process is called water phase. So that's why this is the five element cycle. And every one of us has to follow the cycle. We are following the cycle. Nothing is good or bad because everything is taking the birth first. Either this is the good cells or it is the cancer cell. Everything is taking the birth, then growth, going towards growth. If we are knowing what it is happening on this place, then we can promote the growth of good cells and we can demote the growth of unwanted cells in the body. We can reduce the growth of unwanted cells in the body. So in this way, we are doing the treatment and planning the treatment. 1 minute. So today we have discussed only this thing. So enough for today.